Dear students, we have seen all those evolution of periodic table and S block, P block, D block, F block elements and its properties. Now let us see the periodic trends in properties of elements. There are many observable patterns in the physical and chemical properties of elements as we descend in a group or move across the period in a periodic table. Already this we have learned in 10th standard. Few properties we have learned. So in this we are going to learn few more properties. Okay, so you can recall the points what we have learned in 10th standard. So trends in physical properties. First one, let us see atomic radius. What do you mean by atomic radius? Atomic radius is generally distance from the center of the nucleus to the outermost shell of electrons. What do you mean by atomic radius? It is the most probable distance from the center of nucleus to the outermost shell. So we have learned about atomic radius in 10th standard also. What happened to the atomic radius? Atomic radius increases if the number of shells increases. So when you see down the group, number of shells increases. So atomic radius or atomic size increases when we move from down the group. So what happened to the atomic radius if you move across the period? What happened to the atomic radius? In a period, all the elements have same number of shells. So how does it vary? Atomic radius of the element or atomic size of the element decreases as we move from left to right. Correct? Why? Because of increasing nuclear charge. Because of increasing nuclear charge, the size of the atom decreases as we move from left to right. So atomic size decreases across the period, increases down the group. The reason you know. When you see that it generally decreases due to increasing in effective nuclear charge from left to right across a period. Moving from left to right in a period, orbit number remains constant and effective nuclear charge increases progressively. Consequently, relative pull, that means attractive force of the nucleus on outermost electron becomes more and so size decreases. But there are some exception cases also there. So when you see this radius, we can divide the radius into 4 types. They are covalent radius, ionic radius, atomic radius and van der Waals radius. Covalent radius, ionic radius. What do you mean by ionic radius? It may be defined as the effective distance from the nucleus of an ion up to which it has an influence in the ionic bond. That is known as ionic radius. When you see that, it may be defined as the effective distance from the nucleus of an ion up to it has an influence in the ionic bond. That is known as ionic radius. The next one is covalent radius. What is covalent radius? It is equal to the half of the distance between the center of the nuclei of two atoms held together by a purely covalent single bond. Covalent radius, it is equal to the half of the distance between the center of the nuclei of two atoms held together by a purely covalent single bond. That is known as covalent radius. From this diagram, you can clearly understand about different type of radius. Metallic means it is a half of the approximately determined distance between nuclei nearest neighbor of two atoms in the solid state. So two atoms. This is known as metallic. First one is metallic radius. second one is covalent radius, and third one is ionic radius, related to the distance between nuclei of neighboring cation and anion, that is known as ionic radius. So another one for the radius, that is van der Waals radius. So noble gases do not have molecules, correct? So covalent radius, ionic radius, these all formed due to combining of two atoms. So noble gases do not have molecules. So it is not possible to measure covalent or ionic radius. So their atoms are held together by weak van der Waals forces of attraction. The van der Waals forces radius is half of the distance between the center of the nuclei of atom of noble gases held by weak van der Waals forces of attraction. So what do you mean by van der Waals forces? This is the atomic radius of hydrogen molecule. It is a covalent radii. If you see this is a distance. The distance is known as covalent radius. Look at the difference between covalent radius and van der Waals radius. Van der Waals radius is within the atom, covalent radius within the two atom. So the van der Waals radius of an element is half the internuclear distance between two adjacent atoms of the element belonging to neighboring molecule in the solid state of the element. So how this all the one differ in periodic table? So when you see this, the atomic size differ due to the nuclear charge. In a multi-electron system, an electron experiences a smaller charge from the nucleus that is determined by number of protons on it. This happens because other electrons shield the nucleus from the electron. This is called shielding or screening effect. Already we have learned that in previous classes, previous topic. Shielding or screening effect. As a result, the effective nuclear charge is experienced by an electron is given by, actually, how will you calculate the effective nuclear charge? Z effective nuclear charge is atomic number minus core electrons. What do you mean by core electrons? Inner shells electrons are known as core electrons. So sigma is a shielding or screening constant. So atomic radius increases down the group as one quantum shell is added to each step. One quantum shell is added to each step. And atomic radius decreases from left to right in a period because at each step one electron is added to the same quantum shell and one proton to the nucleus, resulting in a greater nuclear pull over the outer electrons. So if you draw the graph for atomic number and atomic radius, what happened to that? The element which is present in the first group has more atomic size, and then element which is present in the last or second group, third, fourth group, it keep on decreases. So atomic size decreases. And down the group, atomic size increases because of increasing number of charges. So if you see that cation, for example, sodium is there, sodium is converted into sodium ion. So a cation is smaller than the parent atom because the outer valency shell of an atom generally vanishes in the cation. In the other hand, an anion is larger than the parent atom because with increased number of electron in the anion. So the inter-electronic repulsion increases and the nuclear charge is not sufficient for the nucleus to hold the electron tightly. So you know that atomic radius is measured in picometer. So if you see that lithium has less atomic size than sodium, than potassium, rubidium, cesium. Cesium has the more size. And if you see this fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine is largest size. So atomic size decreases across the period and increases down the group. If you see that positive and negative and atom, cation has smaller size and anion has larger size. If two elements they are having positive and negative similar number, means which will be the greater size? Negative sign, that means anion have bigger size than the cation. For example, magnesium 2 plus. Magnesium 2 plus is cation. Oxygen 2 plus, 2 minus. Magnesium 2 plus is cation and oxygen 2 minus is anion. Which is bigger size? Oxygen will be bigger size than magnesium because cation has less size than the anion.